like to present you this Alpine Space project called S3-4AlpClusters. This project is funded by the European Regional Development Fund, and it is comprised of 15 partners, 7 coming from Italy, 2 from Slovenia, 2 from Austria, 2 from Germany, 1 from France, and it's, for those who knows Europe, it's strange to have a Swiss leading such a project. Swiss doesn't have a cluster policy. Swiss doesn't have wasn't obliged to do smart specialization strategy, but I am convinced this is a good tool at the regional and inter-regional level. All the idea came from a discussion I had with Dominique Forel. Like Mr. Kettel said this morning, in the 90s, you try to take what was done within the academic and to use it on the ground. My idea was the same. I was thinking, what are those ideas behind smart specialization strategy? How could we use that to innovate within our cluster and to spark entrepreneurship? That was the main question we had. If we take the title of our project, Smart Specialization Strategies to Build an Innovation Model for Alp Cluster, we are, in this case, considering what can be taken from the theoretical part or academic part coming out of S3 to innovate within cluster. But if we reverse this arrow, the big question is, how could we better use cluster to implement smart specialization strategy? And a little bit like the 3 tracks of this conference, we are also working at those 3 levels. The first one at the policy level, then at the cluster organization level with their partner, and finally we will work at the business level. Our main objective is to improve framework conditions for innovation induced by cluster and SMEs to keep and create new jobs. And we have 3 specific objectives. The first one is to initiate mutual knowledge exchange and learning of regional policy from different regions. Then we want to facilitate innovation and gain critical mass to cluster initiatives across regions. And finally, we want to initiate trans-regional cluster-to-cluster cooperation. Our project is divided in 3 work packages. The first one is running since 1 year, and based on the first results we have, which is a stress test, you will hear about it from Gerd in a few minutes. We are going to produce, before the end of this year, a joint transnational cluster action plan and a fully developed synchronized scheme. Since this spring, we started the second work package, where we work at the cluster level, and we are, within this work package, going to build this innovation model. What is this innovation model? It will be a collection of new services who could be used by cluster within themselves, or could be used to help those transformative activities that we are going to find after our entrepreneurial discovery workshop. And finally, based on this innovation model, we are going to test these new services. 1 year into our project, we can share some first lessons learned. The result from the first project period, notably from the stress test and the synergy analysis of regional S3, have confirmed that the interplay between cluster and S3 is crucial. The extent to which the assumed two-way relationships prove to be fruitful in practice appears to be quite unbalanced, however. On the one hand, we have gathered strong evidence on how clusters are used as a tool in the implementation of regional S3. While the involvement of cluster in the development of S3 varies from region to region, and quite a lot, our first results confirm that overall clusters are well acknowledged tools in the context of S3, and that cluster-based regional development policy yields good results. On the other hand, we have learned from the in-depth study of all regional S3 documents and our first experience in discussing them with cluster managers, businesses and policymakers in our workshop series that the reverse relationships, the transmission of S3 to the real-world cluster at an enterprise level remains a rocky road. S3 documents in the studied Alpine regions tend to be very broad in scope. The stress tests also confirm that the existing S3 documents are poorly aligned with neighboring regions. Drawing on these first lessons from the project, we identified a clear challenge. The idea that S3 should spark entrepreneurship and transformation through a combination of existing capacities with new opportunities does not yet seem to translate into real innovation and need-based collaboration at cluster level. In order to transmit the impact of well-defined S3 policies to the cluster and enterprise level, new approach need to be developed. We are convinced that the concept and tools we have elaborated during the first phase of our project will effectively contribute to answer this challenge. Without going into details at this point, I would like to emphasize the encouraging first experience we made, starting with the regional stress test. We introduced a set of synergy diamonds to capture opportunities for need-based inter-regional collaboration. When we then applied these synergy diamonds in a series of entrepreneurial workshops to discuss transformative activities in a real bottom-up approach and shed light on the opportunities for innovation and collaboration in new value chain at the cluster and business level. At the same time, we are convinced that this framework will also contribute and further clarify and strengthen the role of cluster in the implementation of S3. In a nutshell, we are confident that our first results add real value to the understanding of interplay between cluster and S3 and contribute to exploiting its full potential at the policy level, cluster level, and enterprise level. We are now working on an innovation model that can be used as a service for both cluster and policy maker. Thank you.